Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I welcome you to English grade 8 video lessons. I'm your English teacher Zia. I hope that you're doing well and you are ready and set to learn another SLO from unit 5 of grade 8. Now let's quickly run over our students learning outcome, break it down to see what we are supposed to do in today's video lesson and how we can achieve it. So this is from the competency of vocabulary. Our lecture number 3B will be about choosing the right and correct definition from the dictionary of any unfamiliar word. Now, let's talk about our students' learning outcome. It says, use dictionary or thesaurus to choose appropriate word definition according to the context. Now, in a dictionary, there are different definitions of one word that depends upon the situation and the context that we will be using them in. So we need to be very careful in choosing the correct definition that suits our context. This is what we are going to learn today in this video lesson, and I hope that you are attentive. You have to stay with me in order to achieve this student's learning outcome by the end of our lesson. So here is your vertical linkage. As you can see, it links this SLO, this grade's SLO with the previous grade so that you have a context about it, that this is nothing but a continuity of that student's learning outcome. Okay, now for the brainstorming session. In today's brainstorming session, we have this very quick activity. You have to think about this, pause the video, talk to your fellows and peers about this, that consider the word bark. Now you may have heard this word over and again. Now how many different meanings can you think of this one word? Let me give you a quick guess. There is not one definition or meaning of this word. So you have to find them out by yourself and come up with your answers. Good. Moving on, let's talk about our resource materials in which we are going to find definitions of our words. So for dictionary, which you know already and we discussed in the previous lesson, that dictionary is a word where you can find different information of the same word, like the word's meaning. If it's an English to Urdu dictionary, then you can find the Urdu meaning of that word, and you can also find the meaning from English to English. You can find synonyms, antonyms, examples. Also, you can find etymology of that word, and there are so many other information like pronunciation, the word classification, whether the word is a part of speech, of whether it's noun, verb or adjective, etc. So this is the purpose of a dictionary. You can read it, you can find different things in a dictionary, and it is a very important resource book that you can get, and you can also access it online. Now let's talk about a word that was discussed in our students' learning outcome, which is context. Now context is actually a very important concept. When we are looking for a context, we are actually looking at our words surrounding the whole group of words that are there in one sentence. So context refers to the surrounding information that helps us understand the meaning of any word. So if you are stuck at any word that you're not aware of, you have to look at the whole sentence or maybe two sentences to get the whole idea and the whole context, which means surrounding of that thing that you are reading. So in order to get the context, you have to read something before or after it to correctly identify and guess the meaning of that unfamiliar word. So context is very important, and it is also very important in choosing the right definition, the correct definition from different definitions of one word. Now let's talk about different definitions of one single word. Now sometimes a single word can have subtle variations in meanings depending on the situation. A good dictionary will capture these shades of meaning by providing multiple definitions. For instance, the word happy can suggest feelings of joy, contentment, or even satisfaction. depending on the context. So if you're looking for the word happy, now you have some options, some multiple definitions like joy, contentment, or even when you are showing satisfaction, you say I'm happy with it. So there are, you can see three different meanings, three different definitions of that word. So if you want to say something like I'm feeling happy today, so you have to choose the correct kind of definition of happy in order to describe yourself, express yourself in a better and correct way. Now, let's take an example of the word bat. If we take the word bat and go to our dictionary, we can see different definitions. Now, we have to choose one. Let's use the word bat as an example. A dictionary will typically provide multiple definitions for the word bat. It's a noun. The first definition is a nocturnal flying mammal with membranous wings. Then we have another definition, a wooden club used in sports like baseball or cricket. A long, thin strip of wood used to hit a ball. Or, for example, the drummer used a drumstick to hit the drum. So you have these three different definitions of the word bat, and your sentence is, I saw a bat flying erratically in the night sky. So imagine your sentence including the word bat, and you are not aware of the word bat. You go to the dictionary and find all these three different definitions. Now, which one will you choose that suits your context and the sentence's context altogether? Now, the first one, a nocturnal flying mammal with membranous wings. Now, this is our correct definition of the word bat. But if you choose this one, it means that bat with which you play with in baseball or cricket. So same word but different definitions. And you can consider and think that there are so many words which have different definitions, so we have to choose the right one according to the context. Now, when we're talking about online dictionary, you can access it easily through your different resources like your PC, your mobile phone, your website, your internet, etc. So you can get this word, this page, oxfordlearnersdictionaries.com. Go there and type any word so that you can get the correct information and all those definitions of that very word. Now, we have another thing mentioned in our students learning outcome called thesaurus. Now, a thesaurus, as we talked about it in the previous lesson, in the previous video lesson, we talked about it, that thesaurus contains synonyms and antonyms of one word. It's a huge book of all the synonyms and antonyms. Obviously, the meaning and definitions are also there, but mostly they are containing synonyms and antonyms. Now, moving on to your classroom activity that we have. Now you can see all these different sentences with definitions enclosed in brackets. For example, the children ran around the playground with laughter. Now ran word over here means move quickly on foot. But the baker needs to run the oven to bake the bread. Now here the very word in its positive form, in its first form, means operating a machine. And in the next one, the student council president is running for re-election. Now here, running doesn't mean physically running, but it means competing in an election. The clock slowly ran down during the game, which means it passed time. The lost puppy ran after a butterfly in the park. Now, ran also means the same thing in the first sentence, which means moving quickly. So, same word, but different definitions and in different contexts. So, you have to choose the right definition and the right word according to the context. Now, this was your quick overview. Now, you have to find this underlined and bold words meaning from the following words, from the following definitions. The diaries contained a detailed account of the writer's experience in China. Now the word account, what does it mean? Is it a noun or a verb? Now which one of these definitions are correct? I will let you to think about it by pausing the video. And now we are getting the answers. The correct option is B, a written or spoken description of something that has happened. Now this is what we call account, and it is a noun. So by reading the whole context, you can get to the right definition of the word. Now here is your simulation link that you can play later on to understand more about dictionaries having different meanings, different definitions of one word. For your worksheet, you have these two tasks in the worksheet mentioned over here to find the correct answer of the right word. And for your homework, you have to use a dictionary to find the best definition for the underlined words in these sentences, as you can see over here. So by using a dictionary, you have to find the right definition, write it on your notebook along with the word, so that you can review it by your teacher and see if your answers are correct or not. Now here at the end, we have all these resources that you can see popping up on the screen. Your skill sheet, question bank, worksheet, presentation, and lesson plan. All these are attached in the description of the video. You can access them easily. My dear learners, thank you for listening. I hope that we have successfully achieved our students' learning outcome for finding the correct definition and the correct definition in dictionary or thesaurus according to the context. I'll see you in the next video lesson. Allah Hafiz.